This tutorial is going to teach you how to look like you've been infected, either by a zombie, during a zombie apocalypse of course, or that you've been infected by a widespread epidemic. Think of the movie Contagion. Want it to look like basically your insides are rotting from the inside out, so we're going to have some blood going on, dribbling out the mouth as well as the nose. So let's get started with this tutorial. Now you want kind of 90s grunge hair, think Nirvana, think, I Need an Easy Friend, I Do, with some hair oil to lend. So I'm using some hair oil, and this is from macadamia nuts, and it is the healing oil spray. So while you're looking grungy, your hair is getting a little extra treatment. You just rub that on in. Next, you're going to need some sponges. I get asked about these sponges all the time. Basically what I've done is take some tweezers to the makeup latex sponges and kind of pulled little bits off the end, and it gives you a really cool texture. Key to looking sick is to have sallow skin, so I'm going to be using a Skin Illustrator glazing gel, and this is in Bruise yellow. These glazing gels are really cool. They remind me of watercolors. You can build them up onto the skin, or you can leave them transparent. Here I'm stippling on a little bit of the Bruise yellow. I'm keeping it pretty patchy across the skin. I'm going for a little bit of irritation around the nose. I'm going to be using the Skin Illustrator glazing gels again. I'm using red number 3 and Bruise red. And I find a combination of these two colors creates a really realistic kind of effect. You want to make sure to get those colors all around the nostril and bring them down into your smile line as well. To create kind of a broken capillary effect, I took those glazing gels and stippled them onto my eyelids and also into my cheeks, any areas where I wanted a little bit of ruddiness to the skin. You want to emphasize any bad patches of skin, so if you have a breakout, you want to really emphasize that. The worse your skin looks, the more sick you look. I also like using the glazing gels around the eyes. I find them a little bit easier to apply than the alcohol activated palettes. So I'm taking those two reds and applying them underneath the eye to create the look of puffy, swollen, irritated eyes. And I'm also going to apply a little bit of red liner to my waterline. This really helps to pull off that irritated eye look. Under eye circles are definitely something you want to emphasize, if not overemphasize in this look. So I'm using the Bruise red and just applying that underneath my eyes to where my normal circles are. Now we're going to be using the Skin Illustrator Necromania palette, which is fantastic for doing kind of zombies and undead type work. But here I'm going to be using the color Ghastly, which is a fantastic name. I've used the Skin Illustrator Activator to activate this color. Grab my stipple sponge and I'm going to start applying it all over my skin. Not only will this step lighten up your complexion, but it'll also make it look like there's patches of dry skin all over your face. And a lot of times people who are sick are really dehydrated. I did also run this color lightly over my lips. Now we're going to grab some of our friend clear latex from Krylon, as well as a makeup sponge. And then I'm going to dab that onto the irritated places of my nose. Once the latex dries, it's going to create the illusion of dry skin on your nose. And the red will still show through, but it's a really neat effect. And very effective as well. You can also apply that latex in different patches throughout your face. You can use a tool or tweezers to pick at the latex and create even more raised surface. To create some broken capillaries under the skin, I'm going to be using the Skin Illustrator Complexion palette. There's the color in there called Capillary, which is perfect for this. It looks really cool and very realistic. They also have a vein color in their flesh tone palette, which is super exciting. I'm sure I'll show that to you at some point as well. But this capillary color is just the perfect color for capillaries. So I just added a couple of capillaries throughout my face. The key to capillaries is to make some of the branches opaque and then make some of them transparent. You can achieve that by diluting the capillary color with the activator. I did take some more of that capillary color and diluted it and applied it to the corners of my mouth. You want your skin to look very irritated and raw. You want to make your skin look as dry as possible, so now you want to add your face powder. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. And I'm applying that on top of the capillaries because it's going to give it that effect like it's underneath the skin. I'm also going to apply it on top of the latex pieces to make them look even more like dried out patches of skin. Now it's time for some bloody boogers. I'm going to be using the Fleet Street drying paste in blood and applying that out my nostril, just underneath, coming out of my nose. Then we're going to add some of the Fleet Street bloods as well, because why not? If your insides are rotting out, there's going to be lots of things that are coming out of your nose, and blood is definitely one of them. As you can see here, I'm using a makeup wipe to dilute some of the bloody nasty things coming out of my nose. This next product is really cool, and it's specifically for your teeth. It is the Fleet Street Tooth Lacquer Palette number 2. I really wanted the I've been coughing up blood look, so this palette works perfectly for me. I ended up using bloody as well as aged blood. And what you do is you dry your teeth off using a cotton pad, and then you use the Skin Illustrator Activator and apply the product to your teeth. I started off with bloody and just applied kind of thin coats of it. You can go pretty opaque with this, but you can also keep it transparent. So after applying a wash of the bloody, I went in with the aged blood and just kind of emphasized the crevices of my teeth. Alright guys, that's it for this I'm Infected tutorial. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did find it helpful, if you did enjoy it in any way, shape, or form, please give me a thumbs up for this video. Also join me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you have any suggestions for the next tutorial, leave a comment below. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching again. Take care. See you later. Bye.